All right, guys, we are back. I am George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. So 90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 14. We are on part 2 of this podcast. So I want to start off and talk about Jabri and Miona. So we watched the scene where we learned, actually, I'll go back. We thought Jabri and Miona were going to be living with his parents for up to a year. We learned that they had given them about 3 months, the time of the K1 visa, to get back out of their home and on their feet. And 2 months into the visa, their parents want to know Jabri's plan. And in true Jabri fashion, there's no plan. There's no wedding date. There's no venue. There's no job. There's no plan whatsoever. And his parents are afraid that if they don't put their foot down, he will stay there, get married, and be in their hair as long as he possibly can. And they said they learned at an early age that they have to set very strict boundaries with Jabri to make sure that he sticks to and follows through with his plans. So do you feel like the right thing to do is to kick him out? And I know he's 28. I know the internet was definitely going off on him last night. They're like, sir, you are 28 years old. Your parents are not kicking you out. They are asking you to leave because you're an adult. So do you feel like they did the right thing? Because I do feel like they don't have anything ready to be on their own.
Listen, I'm Team Mahala, and I can't remember her husband's name right now because they're not kicking them out and they are not asking them to leave. Neither is true. They are simply saying, hey, let's circle back to the discussion that we had when you even came up with the idea to propose to Miona, bring her here on a 90-day K1 visa. We talked about being out by the end of the year, which would have given you about 3 months to figure out your next move. This was not an indefinite invitation to stay in our home with your girlfriend, fiance, and soon to be wife. That was never the plan. So I think what they're doing here, or what I see, is they're simply just sticking to the plan. They're not asking you to leave. They are not kicking you out. It's just this is what we agreed upon. Mahala said it. Like, if there's any wavering, he's going to take advantage of it. And they know their child better than we do. So here's the thing. I say stick to it. He's 28 and now he's like, oh, you're not helping. You're not helping. But before Miona got here, you knew that when she got here, the clock would start ticking. You knew it was 90 days. You should have been looking up wedding venues, everything else. He should have had a better plan. It's clear that he's erratic and they are used to his erratic behavior. That's why they have those firm boundaries.
I agree. So deviating from the plan with Jabri is a horrible idea because you give him an inch, he takes a mile, and he will stay there for 2 years if they let him. So I guess they just want to make sure that they're not stuck raising their son and his wife. And I guess I can see that where they're coming from. I want to talk about Guillermo because Guillermo has been voicing his doubts to literally anyone who he can get to listen. And it makes me question whether or not he should marry Cara. He was talking to a complete stranger, Kizzy, about it. He's now talking to his mother about the situation, and he is really having serious doubts. And I believe that doubt is normal, like his mom said, in the days upcoming to a marriage or your nuptials. But the amount of doubt and fear that he has and uncertainty, it questions whether or not he even believes that this is a good situation to be in. He can't find peace in marrying Cara, and that bothers me.
I mean, that doesn't bother me. It seems about right. Have we all met Kara? Are we all watching the same show? Kara is pain. Oh, I mean, she comes on the screen and that voice, it just really sends me into orbit, honestly, because she's just so nasty with the way she speaks down to him. She's so condescending. Again, narcissistic. He raised valid concerns because she can be so controlling. And then, of course, she, in her narcissistic way, just made it about her. Oh, he finally apologized to me. Oh, you're sorry now because, oh, I'm the victim. And I really don't like those people who always make themselves the victim as opposed to really just hearing him out as to what his concerns were. What Kara really wants is just full free range to be as nasty and disgusting and as filthy as she wants to be. She wants to hang out with exes and have dinner with them and, Guillermo. She wants to go get sloppy drunk. She wants to be wasted every weekend. She wants to be out all night. She doesn't want to answer to anybody about it. And she wants to be able to dictate to him when he can rise, brush his teeth, floss, go to sleep, where to work, where to spend his money. She's just like, this is who I am. And at a certain point, people, if you're watching this and if you're in a relationship and someone's telling you this is how I am, it's not the way they are. A characteristic is something else, but this is not a characteristic. It's a trait of manipulation, and it's a bad, nasty habit to have. And your partner can definitely call you out on nasty habits. That's okay. I don't think that this is attributed to character. I think this is more attributed to what could be, or what appears to me to really seem like it could be, a little bit of narcissistic personality disorder. But I don't know. But that's what it could appear to be.
Well, when someone brings up a concern to you and you refuse to even acknowledge, because you let alone you say you're not going to change, but you refuse to even acknowledge that it's there. I feel like that's a cause for concern, because
Yeah.
as people, we grow and we progress and we change. If the person that I'm with is the same as they were 10 years ago, that person is not growing or progressing. I can't stay with that person. As people, we need to grow and become better and become who we are. And the person that you meet when you're dating isn't the person who you marry, because they've grown. And Cara has said that growing isn't in her character. And that's what bothers me, because she said, well, this is who I am. I will never change. At 29, I am the person that I will be for the rest of my life. And that's a scary statement. And I think that Guillermo is realizing, I don't know if I'm ready. Right. I don't know if I'm ready to settle down with a person who has no intentions of ever changing any type of behavior that they have at this point. All right, so I want to talk about Eve and Muhammad. So for some weird and strange reason, after referring to her as his sponsor and threatening to marry someone else, they are still together. Not only are they still together, they are still planning a wedding, and they are still going about things as though things are okay. And this couple, for me, Eve is the one who is almost delirious. She sees all of these issues. Her friends have brought the issues to her. She has acknowledged the issues, and she refuses to do anything about them. And I think that's what is scary about it, because she knows that this relationship with Muhammad could never work. Muhammad is very transparent. Muhammad is who he is. He says, I don't want to be a part of your religion. It's weird to me. I don't want to be friends with the people that you're friends with. I don't like them. And Eve is still there. Well, let's have a fire ceremony and let's bring them back around you so you can change your mind. She wants to change him. And he has made it clear that, look, some things about me are me, and I'm willing to compromise, but some things I'm not willing to compromise on. And Eve can't seem to get a grasp on the fact that she can't mold him into who she wants him to be.
You know, I agree with you. Muhammad is very transparent. This is why I'm always Team Muhammad. I feel like Muhammad has stayed on the same path since we've seen him, since we've met him. He's extremely consistent, if nothing else. It's Eve who I don't think she really understands the scope of exactly who she got. When she chose to be with this man from Egypt. Unlike Kara, who's abusive, I don't think that Muhammad is abusive. I think genuinely this is a part of his identity. He's, a Muslim man. He has his beliefs. And I think that, he really is very transparent about it. He's not trying to hide. Eve, I'm not really sure where Eve thought that this was going to land, particularly because his faith is so important to him. And here she is with fire ceremonies and things that wouldn't necessarily, I think, go well with someone who is Muslim. He even said, he's like, if you want to wish for something, why not ask God? Why burn the fire? And that's not to say that what Eve practices is wrong. Go off, sis. Yeah, the two don't go together very well. So that's my I can't these worlds are not meshing, they're colliding.
I don't see how they're going to build anything from this when they can't see eye to eye on anything. They don't agree on anything, and I don't know if they're good together on scenes and things that we can't see, maybe in bed. I don't know what it is that's keeping them together. And Muhammad has made it clear that in his mind, he needs a green card and he has goals. And Eve is basically just a way to get to those goals. And for some reason, she's not acknowledging that. And he's been clear about it. He said, if you don't get me to these goals, I can try and find someone else to get me to these. And he's never deceived her. He's never brought to her any lies or things that weren't true. And for some reason, Eve is just at this point where she's so close to the finish line. I feel like she just wants to keep running towards it and ignore all of the issues and problems that are coming at full speed towards her. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, I just don't see how long, if they do get married, it will actually last.
we'll see.
Guys, that's it for part two. That's what happened on 90 Day Fiance season 9, episode 14 last night. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Make sure you're live tweeting with us every Sunday night. I'll talk to you all really soon.